The trenches has been really dry lately. Like there's been no volume, no graduates, not people making money at all. But in the last few days, they have been back. We got a lot of volume in Pumpfun, a lot of volume in bucks, and we can expect this small trend to continue. Coins are never dead. Actually, there are always opportunities to make money. In the last few months, when Pumpfun has been dry, you could really make good things with ownership if you took with ownership coins, if you took the right path. And actually, if you are building an utility or a product, I recommend you to actually go to the ownership coins meta. Also, we got the Pumpfun ICO meta, where anyone with some skills could do easily 25k, 50k, and then brag. That's why it ended kind of fast. But now you can just make money trenching as usual. You can do it by trading, or you can do it by launching your own coins and printing with creator fees plus trading your own coin if you want to. And there are a few things that you need to keep in mind when you are doing so. First, clean bubble maps. I will show you how you can keep your bubble maps clean as fuck, like no trace, no link with anything, by using a couple tools I'm going to show you. Second, you need to have connections. It's really important right now in the current state of trenches that you have few cabals and few people supporting you. I cannot show you how to do that. You just need to build your own network, meet people, get into cabals, and for doing that you need to be good in trenchings. So it's kind of goes along to do this well, but in the end you just need to develop your own skills and improve. But anyway, this is essential if you want to push a coin further, but you can do some other strategies and things to make that happen though. And third, you need to have a good narrative. In the end, this is a market of speculation. If you want to make money, you need to be on the trend. You need to make the most out of the ideas, the narrative, the opportunities, and use them to succeed. If you don't have any of these, you might do well, but certainly if you have these all three, you will be printing money. As I can only teach you first and third, let's do that. So before going on the how to, let me show you real quick how we've been doing. As you can see, the amount of token deploys has been growing like 2x practically in the last month, but that's not the most important. We need to check the daily graduates, and here is the key. When a lot of coins are graduating, but just today Bax is taking control of the market because they had a big runner. I don't think Bax will stay like this beating Pumpfun, but you know, if you are online, if you are ready, you can make the most out of these opportunities. Anyway, if I were you, I will stay in Pumpfun because in the end is where you will keep more volume. You see here 63 million volume, where when Bax is 24, and also the amount of addresses, you see, like it's more than 10x active addresses in Pumpfun than Bax. So your choice for sure, but it is what it is. So this is just an example token I open here. We can see that the dev launches the token and buys with 1 sol, and the bubble maps will look clean for sure. These are other wallets buying later, but this is how a clean bubble maps looks like so far. Okay, so the thing here is that in this case the dev just made a normal bundle, but if you actually want to control more supply, you need to make a larger bundle and buy with at least 2 or 3 wallets more and control at least 5-10 sol of the supply if you actually want to, you know, make the difference. So for doing that, I got you several tools. If you just want to make the normal bundle, quick buy and sell, you can just use Pumpfun Bundler here, where you can import private keys, launch, and when any buy enters the token, you can just dump it with another tool I got you here, which is the Pump Bundle Sell. You import the same private keys here, you click on sell, and it will sell instantly. But this is not the most optimal if you want to run the project and make it grow a bit. Like here, for example, it's sending to 35k, which is not bad at all. For this, we need to make something more clean. For doing that, what I'm doing here is use Mixer.fun, which is to make private transfers. So what I will do is create fresh wallets, or if you have old wallets with activity, is much better because more snipers will buy in. And I found them with the mixer. So I send money privately to these wallets, so it's not traced, and then I will launch with this tool you are seeing here, which is a Smithii Pro bot. And here what we can do is launch the token, bundle it with using different blocks feature that will make the bubble maps look clean. Okay, let me show you real quick how I do that. So I will just connect my wallet here. Let's go. I have few things to do here that we can do, which is basically like the platform we are using. We can paste here a live token so we can trade it here really organically. I will show that on another video because it's kind of more complex and more advanced. Then I can launch tokens here with this feature and use different blocks will make the bubble maps look clean. And then I can create new wallets, delete them, move the funds around these wallets, and so on by controlling the private keys for sure, really fast in an optimal way. So I can move faster than the bots and anyone else trading my token. As you can see, I just clicked on new to create the wallets. I can export the private keys, so in case I need them for using other tools or whatever, I got them there. And now I will start funding these wallets with Mixer. So this one, for example, was already funded with 0.1 Sol. I will use this as the dev wallet, why not? And then I will fund these others. So what I will do is connect my wallet here. There we go. Confirm and put the amount of Solana I want to send. In this case, I will send 2.5 here, for example. Send. The fee is really low. As you can see, it's nothing. So you don't need to worry about that. Here we go. We got our wallets funded. I sent random amounts. Anyways, what we can do ghost transfers here, like private transfers here, but they are not as effective as Mixer. So I'll just use Mixer in case it's few wallets. What we can also migrate the wallets, so we send the money to fresh wallets. This way, we make it look organic, and we get fresh wallets and so on, which is kind of optimal. In this case, as you can see, it will create one new wallet, transfer the SOL to the new wallet, and delete the other wallet. One important thing is that we use an interval between wallets, so that way it's not linked by timing as well, because the bubble maps are so smart, and you better do that way. In case you just want to withdraw the money from here, you click on Drain Sol, you set the destination address, and you just get the SOL back, okay? But first we will add the money to the bundle, as you can see here. Now we have here the wallets. We need to select which is the wallet, but we will do that later, and we need to select the buy amount. Now let's fill the token information. We will be launching on Pump.fun for sure. Let me launch Mixer, for example. It's really important that you actually fill all the information on the website and so on, because it will look much more, legit. Another thing you can do, if you are just copying another token because it's a good trade, meme coin, whatever, you can just paste here a contract address and it will paste the metadata instantly, so you don't need to fill manually. And now we have here the wallets. We can select how much we want to buy. We can set the total amount, so it will buy everything it can. As you can see, it leaves a bit out of it just to pay the transaction fees and the Jito tips, so it can get through. And this is the estimation to receive of supply if it's the first buy. Okay, so the dev wallet will be 2SU here, and we will use the feature of different blocks. What this feature does is put 3 buys per bundle, like 3 buys per transaction, because if it's more than 3, it will show in the bubble map as a bundle, and we don't want that. We want it to show as a sniper. So we have everything ready, so we click on launch. This will be the contract address of our token, so we can have it ready to look for it anytime. It doesn't show now, but we confirm launch, and it will launch it in a second. So then the third point we talked about is identifying trends. What you would do is just stay in front of the screen, check tokens launching, see which one of them are picking up. You can also track trends on Twitter, see who's talking about. When you see a viral person talking about certain theme, just launch a coin of it, and you will probably get buys in, because that's how trenches work. Another important thing that you can do is just track wallets. In the end, if you spot wallets of different whales, influencer, whatever, you can track what they buy in, and you can get into it, or just launch another version of that token. Derivative version of that token usually works. Like, for example, if I get here fat TED and this picks up and reach 500k market cap or 200k market cap, whatever, you can use flat TED, for example, and make a version of TED flat in this case, and it will probably run really, really well, even more if you got pushed. So basically, that's the best way to actually make money in the trenches, deving tokens and so on.